the business community in Rivers State on this very great occasion. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, the Honorable Attorney General of the State, the Head of Service, Commissioner of Finance, and other members of the State, the Deputy Council, the Mayor, Chairman, Rivers State Board of Internal Revenue, members of the corporate body, stakeholders, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me, on behalf of the government and people of the state, most sincerely appreciate you for honoring our invitation in spite of a short notice. I do not agree with the chairman to thank you for paying your taxes. It is your responsibility to pay your taxes. And so when you fulfill your promise, when you fulfill your obligation and responsibility as imposed by law, that's nothing to thank you. But a Christian who appreciates those who do their work, let me sincerely thank you. This meeting this morning is very, very important so that we can rub minds together, so that we can reason the way we are reasoning, and so we can see true facts, not based on mere newspaper publications or hired journalists to write whatever the parties may want to write. But let me say, and let me say clearly, we run a constitutional democracy. We don't run a military government. Yes, our democracy may not be perfect, but there are certain key elements, whether we like it or not, that for us to say that we run a constitutional democracy, we must have to fulfill. And one of those things is to obey and respect the rule of law. Part of the crisis in this country today is because of impunity. We are talking about insecurity in this country today. What are those factors that have led to this insecurity? One of such factors, as far as I'm concerned, is impunity. Everybody wants to do whatever he wants to do, regardless of the law. I don't care. It's only in this country where I've seen an agency of government can challenge authority of a component unit of the federation. Federal government, this country is a federal system made up of various component units of the federal government, the states, and the local government. And that is why when funds are raised, either through oil sales or whatever, through taxes, it is put in one pool called the federation account. Then we go to Abuja as usual to go and share at the end of the month. Federal government takes their own share and does whatever it wants to do with it. The state government takes their own share and does whatever it wants to do with it. So also the local government. So it is important that an agency of government cannot, in all forms, dictate to a state government. If they will ever dictate, but not a state like Rivers, because we will not allow it. Certainly we will not allow it. You know, people say that, let heaven not fall. Sometimes I believe it is important that heaven should come down, so everybody will rest, not having this illusion, false hope that we are going to heaven. If the heaven has come down, then we have spared the problem of fasting and praying, since already the heaven is done. You see, when we do the right thing, heaven is at peace. But when we do the right thing, there's problem in heaven, trouble every time. And so the right thing must be done at all times. Some people may ask, why now? Why are they challenging this? Has it not been there before? That is not this issue. So what did not happen yesterday does not mean that it will not happen today. If it did not happen today, does not mean it will not happen tomorrow. The problem we have is people who are put in leadership that cannot stand up to certain things that are illegal. It doesn't matter. They first went to court to challenge the federal government over the police trust fund. And what was the problem? Clearly, police is under the exclusive function of the federal government. Whatever states are supposed to be doing is to support in whichever way. And that is what they call logistic support. So the function of the police team is under the federal government. And so federal government went and created the police trust fund. We are not against equipping the police. Nobody can be against that. But we are against the attitude, the sole authority, to dip hand in the money that belongs to you and me and the other person, to distribute to another person without my own knowledge. And I said, no, it is not, that is not the way it's supposed to be done. Take your own portion and perform your own function. Allow me to have my own share and perform the function and the promises I've made to my people during the campaign. And we challenge it in court. We said it is illegal. You cannot take our money and begin to do police alone. No, it's not done. It has nothing to do with the state. It has to do with the infraction of the Constitution. And people have to challenge it. So some people will ask, okay, why are you the one challenging it? Nobody was born that you must be the one. It depends on how you feel. If you feel that things are all going on well with you, it is for you to cry and shout out. It's not for us to go and carry gun. No. The Constitution has provided ways in which you can ventilate your anger, and that is by going to court. It's not to sponsor people who begin to kill people, kidnap people, to show that you are not happy. We believe that our court system is well equipped to be able to handle some of these issues. And so the critical issue today is the issue of VAT and other related. We should take, for example, in OGRA, you have seen the beautiful roads around the OGRA. Is not correct? That will enhance the property. It's not true? Fine. Now you have a property in OGRA, or you want to buy a property in GRA, and the person sells to you. And then the federal government comes to collect tax as the money you have earned from that property you are selling. In my own old GRA that I have done all the... Tell me what is the responsibility of that? What has the federal government contributed? The states have been muscled. The states have been turned to beggars. That is why hardly can you see many governors stay in their states. Every morning, every afternoon, every night, you see governors in Abuja. Either going to one work to shake Mr. President's hand and say, Mr. President, I'm loyal. Why are they not going to be loyal? They've been loyal because they have been muzzled up. Nothing. You have a flood problem that will cost you 200 million naira. You run to federal government, Mr. President, and one of those people who talk about you, and one of those people who say that they are requiring another person like you, just to get 200 million naira to solve the issue of your flood. What about those who don't have that access, who don't have that. So should we die? Will you not like to survive? We'll survive. The Constitution has made ambit provision for states to survive. Because of this appendix status, the states are today. No governor can now sit there and think, how will my state move forward? Look at what is happening in other states. It's the issue of insecurity. You cannot think. Why? Because you have been reduced to a beggar status. Federal government got to my aid. You even beg a DG of an agency, if governors go there and kneel down, the DGs of agencies, please help me. God cannot give me an opportunity and I continue to beg. I will not agree. Having given me the opportunity, I must utilize those opportunities to the benefit of my people. And one of those opportunities is the issue of VAT. I'm not the author of the Constitution. I'm not the author. I was not one of those who participated in it. I was not one of those. Take, for example, I give out a contract for the development of my state. Roads, say 200 billion naira. Take, for example. What is the business of federal government to come and collect 7.5% of the road I have given out in my state? Not even federal roads, as it may be. In my own state, local roads that I have awarded to companies in my state. So federal government takes 7.5% of 200 billion naira and distributes amongst the states. So what encourages me to go and give out that contract? So you allow me to come and call the BB companies, award contract to them, then you come and collect the tax and go and distribute it to other states who are not awarding contracts. I mean, how does it sound? How does it sound? I sit here, have headache, thinking of what to do. Some people are sleeping in their houses, saying Abuja every day. Then I award contract. You take my own, you say we are collecting VAT to go and share. I'm not even talking about the ones that we have not awarded. The ones this is River State government awarding 200 billion naira job. Somebody somewhere sits in his office and said collect 7.5. Then distribute it to those states that have not awarded contracts. And you say that is equitable? That is justice? So what stops me from sitting down and keeping the money? So you will not take my money. And I said, okay, House of Assembly, let's sit down and make laws. Every job now will be done by direct labor. What will you do? You can't collect tax on direct labor. You can't. All I need to do, employ the best of engineers in the Ministry of Works, put some of them in special project, and give out the job to them, for them to do. Will they collect the tax? But that's not the way it is supposed to be. But the point is that the law says the VAT should be collected by the state. It doesn't matter whether it will affect state A or state B. What is the position of the law? The law does not say it is you. The law says it is we that should collect. And so we have challenged it. And we have no apologies to anybody. We have no apologies to anybody. We have challenged it. And the problem in this country, nobody wants to come out because they will come after you. And I've told people that, look, you will die the day your God says you will die. There's no amount of prayer that can save you. All you are praying to God, please, give us longer days. Even when you reach 100, you still pray. God, I want to stay more. That's how greedy some of us are. 100 years, you are still praying to God. Like, what do you want to do again after 100 years? But that is to tell you the nature of man. Man, in this sense, includes women. So when I mean man, I don't mean men as men, but men in this case, both women and That's how we are, how greedy we are. Our parents are 150 years old. Here they will say, look, don't allow me to die now. At the age of 150, please don't allow me. Get the best of the doctors. And as children, who say, no, Papa, don't die. Stay. To do what? To do what? I mean, a man who gets to one of them, how does he think again? He starts coming back like a small child. But because we are human, we continue to pray that most of you here, so you continue to pay your taxes will reach 300 years. Since that may serve you well. But for me, don't pray for me to reach that. If the day I reach 80, 90, I say, God, you have overperformed. God, you have overperformed. Because with the kind of things we do, with the life we live, I don't think we're even qualified to stop to 70 years. It's true. It's not to go to church every Sunday and lie on the floor of the altar. Those are lies. Nobody can deceive us again. We have seen people who every Sunday, even if they are wearing white, the best of the white, they put the roll on the ground. As they come out, they are different people. They do different things. But just to let you know so that I don't want you to fall prey. I don't want you to be a victim of this war, even though there's no war, it's just greed. People think that they can use force and collect what does not belong to them. But just let me to just give you an insight so that before I go down. When we challenge the federal government through the Office of the Attorney General and the FRS, when we challenge them in court, you know what they did? July, this letter was dated 1st of July, 2021. Remember, it was in 2020 we filed this action against FRS and the Office of the Attorney General representing the federal government. So, 1st of July 2021, you can see how corrupt this country is. Corruption is not only people collecting money, kickbacks, no. Corruption could also be doing something illegally. That is to say, we were in court in 2020. Then in July 1st, 2021, you wrote to the National Assembly through the office of the Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps to amend the Constitution when we are already challenging that it is not your responsibility to collect VAT. We are already challenging it in court. You knew that what you were doing was not the right thing. You now, in 1st of July, wrote a letter through the office of the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, to insert VAT under the exclusive list. Look at it. Office of the Executive Chairman, FIRS. To the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, said, look at the request made. Request for sponsorship of a bill for the establishment of the proposed Federal Revenue Court of Nigeria and the insertion of value-added tax under Item 58 of exclusive legislative list. So you know that VAT is not under the exclusive list, which is what we are challenging. You now surreptitiously to come to the back for them to amend the Constitution so that you can have VAT under your jurisdiction. So what are we arguing? You already know it is not within your purview. And that was why you wrote this letter. We didn't write. The chairman of FRS wrote this letter. You see how this country operates? We already in court, challenging the legality or illegality of this. And you now know that, yes, indeed, this is wrong. You now went in the night and wrote to the National Assembly, please help us amend it. Of course, they are dealing with intelligence people too. There's nowhere they move, we don't know. You move in the night, you move in the night. If you want to operate in the day, we're free. All of us are here. Our job is to be at alert to make sure our people are not denied their entitlement. So this is the letter written by FIRS. So, and let me also tell you what they did. You know, corruption, like I've said, is not only about inflation of contract and this. This matter, when it came up, they wrote a petition to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court that the matter should be withdrawn or transferred to Abuja. What was the reason? That they are spending transport money coming to Port Harcourt. Can you imagine the reason? But we will not spend transport going to Abuja. So there's always been this consistent attitude of reducing our revenue. They don't want to come to Abuja to send the hotel and pay revenue. But they want us to go to Abuja and spend our own money in Abuja. You see the country? That is the reason why a matter should be transferred. Luckily for us, the Chief Judge in his wisdom said no. That cannot be a reason. That cannot be a reason. And allowed the matter to be at the Federal High Court. And in any case, what are we challenging? Rivers State government is challenging VAT. FRS. Stop collecting VAT in my state. I am not challenging you not to collect VAT in Abuja. Let it be understood now. I'm challenging you that the law says I am the one to collect. Rivers State government is to collect VAT in their own state. So where is the jurisdiction first? The jurisdiction is within Rivers State. So thank God the matter was argued and argued and argued. When we won, I'm sure the chairman of the Revenue Board wrote to all of you, and FRS also wrote. I've seen the one they wrote to Shell, the country tax manager, one Mr. Dapo Tumba, telling him this and this, quoting law, but they didn't quote the law in court. They only quoted law later to you. When they write, you tell them that you are not the court. They should go to court and quote the law. When they are writing you later, tell them to stop quoting law there. The law should be quoted in the law court. And they have quoted and they lost. Why are these people writing to you quoting law? If you know the law, go there. Those who interpret the law will interpret. And they filed for a stay of execution. And I told the board, hold on. Let us respect. And we know their antics. The antics is when they get the stay of execution, they will not pursue the appeal. Because if it was an agency that is serious, all you need to do, no, let's leave this stay of execution. Let's pursue the main appeal and get this matter settled once and for us. But the antic is to make sure they have a stay, and since they are the appellant or will be the appellant, they relax. That's why, but you know, that is idea that thief man need a thief man. Koneman die, Koneman die. As you think they are too fast, some of them are also very, very fast. So we waited for them. We have signed a law that the State Assembly has passed the bill and have assented to it and required by law. So what will it say? We're already implementing it. You can't stay what's already been implemented. And two, they said there that the fact they are even helping, that they will even make more money. So, very good. Why do you cry more than the bereaved? If you are going to make more money by not collecting on our bill, leave us. Don't collect our own. Go and collect other people's own. Okay, you are helping me to collect too much. Don't collect again. I don't want too much money. I don't want. If you think you're helping me too much, I say, I don't want again. You have overhelped me. Is it not true? You have overhelped. So do not. So they have lost their state of education. And there's nothing like we have appealed. An appeal does not act as a stay. The mere fact that I have appealed, it does not act as a stay. And in any case, this is a declaratory judgment. What are you going to stay? Go and pursue the appeal. But what we are saying is to you too. Yeah, you want to take the advantage. I was saying that you don't know who to pray to. It's a lie. You know. You know. You know. So don't bring that plans. Don't bring that too much. I know. I think no, don't know. Because we will not look back and we will seal up the premises of such organization. We will do that. We are going to inaugurate the Tax Appeal Commission by Friday, which is headed by a retired judge of the state, to let you know that we are very, very serious. And let me tell you, all this bullying, FRS, they should mind the state they are bullying. No. Tell them so. They should be very, very careful. You don't bully states like us. You don't. You don't. Because you cannot say, I don't even care to know those who work there. I don't even know the chairman. I don't need to know him. I don't need to know him. So you cannot bully us. You can't. Don't bully us. I have the political will to do a lot of things. I'm not one of those governors that will shy away for this or that, no. I'm not. So tell them not to bully us. I tell you, if you do this, you do that. Who will suffer? If they continue to bully us, all the offices in the state, I will take them. Don't know that. So you should know those that you bully, not states like us. Don't try it. If you go to those small states that come and beg you, it's not me. No, but I will tell you the injustice. Just look. You know, that's why you say, look, am I in Nigeria? Do I really fall into that group they call Nigerians? Is there any justice in this country? Don't talk about equity. They are now going to lobby states. Hey, don't agree. You know, if you do that, you'll be the one that will lose. That is their business. If you like, lobby all the states. It has nothing to do with us. What we are saying is, what is the law? I overheard the FRS chairman saying that, well, I will know the power of the federal government. That the federal government will show me that they have the power, they will muscle the judiciary. It's not my business. You can muscle as you want. Let the Court of Appeal, let the Supreme Court interpret it and say what it is. So all of us will go and rest. Use all the powers you want to use. But history will be written one day. And those who will allow themselves to be used to muscle and misinterpret the law, they will face God one day and say, yes, that this thing came before me and I refuse to allow justice to prevail. I'm not worried. The power of the federal government to muzzle the Court of Appeal, muzzle the Supreme Court, as they have claimed they will do that, or even I don't believe they have that kind of power. But let me even believe that they have. So be it. But I will not be a party to sin injustice. I will not agree. But let history be that some of us stood up and challenged the illegality. until we leave 2023, May 29, I will continue to challenge what I think is not right. It doesn't matter. I don't want to be in the good book of anybody. The only person I want to be in the good book is God. I don't want to be in the good book of any man, because man is not worthy to be trusted. So, count me out. I've been in the good book of all those people there. Pray for me to be in the good book of God. That one I'm satisfied. But to say be in the good book of federal government, I saw a governor saying that he prays Nigeria gets another president like Buhari. Hey, I said, come. What has gone wrong with? You mean there shouldn't be psychiatric check on that governor? You see, sacrificing. And he knows that president knows that they are telling lies. He knows. The president knows that we are telling lies to him. You see people praising. No. It's unfortunate. This is where we are. May God help us. Now look at, in the month of June, which we shared in July, VAT collected in Rivers State was 15.1 billion in the month of June, right? Do you know what they gave us? 4.8 billion. Collected 15 billion from Rivers State, then gave us 4.7 billion. What's the percentage? He came, took my money home, then bashed me. You see how, look at, just, and this money includes the contracts we have awarded by the Rivers State government. They collected 15.1 billion in the month of June and gave to us 4.something billion. Where did 11 billion go to? They said they have a software to collect money. What is the software that I'm giving our jobs and the one deducting the money? I'm repeating to you, what did you do? To say money for collection, money we spend in putting in software. What software did you put for us here? I gave Jonas a job and I'm paying them money and I'm deducting it. What does it require software? I mean, look at simple fraud. I am the one who is paying the contractor, and he paid the contractor and deducting the money. Remitting to you, right? He say cost of collection. From who? Software introduction. Stop that stuff. Where? We don't need it again. Now let me tell you, Lagos is unfortunate. Lagos is not the same party with me. It's not an issue of party. It's an issue of infraction of the Constitution. It's an issue of illegality. I don't give a damn. Even if Lagos gets the whole money, that's what the law allows them to get. Well, so why should I fight that Lagos is getting money? Am I the one? Is it Lagos that prepared the Constitution? Is it Lagos State? No. So for you to come and tell me, you know, Lagos is so rich, so what? There are no two economies equal in this world. Even in America, Houston is an oil city, but the biggest economy is California. You take your own advantage. There's no two states that can be the same. Not one, not two states. Not you can say, after this is this, after this is this, in terms of this is this, in terms of this. Allow the states to be creative, to utilize the functions as provided in the Constitution and the laws for them to make their state to grow. The powers have already been devolved in the Constitution, but the federal government does not allow us. They don't want to allow us. All they want us to do every day is to come and beg. And I said, I will not beg. Give me what the law says I should take. Take your own. If I misappropriate my own, I'll misapply it, and then I come and beg you. You say, no, I think you're collecting your money. Why are you coming to beg us money? So, look at what Lagos. In the month of June, Lagos, they collected from Lagos 46.4 billion. 46.4 billion. But see what Lagos got. Lagos got 9.3. Have you seen the justice in this country? Not a good one. We have the best. you know, some of you talk because you think that it is because we are politicians. I will not be governor forever here. Will I be governor forever? The highest I have is May 29, 2023. I will go. So it is not about me. It's about the system. Wike has come. Wike will go. But let the right thing be done. That will give other states the opportunity. Now let me tell you what can produce in June. Can produce in June 2.8 billion, right? 2.8 billion. Let me tell you what they give them. Can also got 2.8 billion. You know, sometimes, look, you see, sometimes you don't even want to believe that some of these things exist, right? You know, sometimes this program is a live program. It's a live program that involves all the three national television, AIT, Channel, and NT. They must hear it. Nigerians must hear it. No man can die 2 times. It's only once you die and you live. Nobody has died 2 times. Nobody. No man has died and resurrected. It's only Christ, according to our faith. Is it not? So I can't see myself having this. And they say I should participate in it. How can I participate? I promised Rivers people of doing 10 flyovers, is it not? Is it from the federation account I'll go and get the 10 flyovers? And the 10 flyovers, 7 of them in federal roads. And they said, don't do our federal road again. If I don't do it, who will suffer? It's not the people of the state. It's not people who are doing business here. This is what is happening that some of us say, we cannot take. And that is why, when you hear in our party, some people say there's crisis. The only problem I have with people is this trying to allow things that you know is not supposed to be done, things that you know that in your conscience, you cannot defend it. Some of us will always rise up and say, no, we will not agree. It doesn't matter whatever name you call us. We'll stand by the truth and nothing but the truth. You know, to say the truth is very bitter. Even your relations or your wife or your mother or your father or your brother will call you, be careful before they will kill you. When we had Dana air crash in Lagos, right? Those who the plane crashed in their house, did they buy Dana ticket? For Dana to be offended with them. They did not commit any offense against Dana. But what happened? They crashed in their house. They died. Did they know that's how they were going to die that day? So, who is frightening who? That you will come after who? Nobody can come after me. Nobody, not one. Not one. If you come after me, you will see the greater person will come after you. So I'm not afraid of that. You know? So look at what is happening in the state. So the Attorney General is here. The chairman of RRS is here, and the Commissioner of Finance, they are all here. From this September, we must collect all our VAT. All. If you like, play that kind of your plans. You know, we are heading for the advice from our head office. You also listen to advice from your head office. By the time I seal up the premises, I will. Because you know when I say I will, I will. All the banks, all those plans people are playing. Better tell the big men, I will shut them down. I will be happy at my time heaven came down. Because I would have created a record that it was my time that heaven came down. So, and this is not a question to the police. We have don't need to use police. We have our security number one as allowed by law. And we will use it. If you say, okay, go to court, we will have gone. You now it's your own turn to go to court. So please tell the authorities to go and pay our VAT to our revenue board, which of course you have been told how to do it. If FRA is saying that, look, we have appealed, please, is there any order stopping River State government from collecting the money until they bring an order stopping us? Not that we have appealed. If I appeal, River State, no problem. Do you understand the point I'm making? But what is the position of the law today? Is that it is River State government. We're even going back. We are finding us going back to collect the one they took before. All the one they have taken before, we are compiling it. They have to pay us back. All those states that are loyal, they should wait. But River State government will collect all that is due us within the confinement of the law. We will not go outside the law. So we felt it is important. We called you and said, look, this is where we are. This is the position. No amount of price water write-off will affect us. That is their story. All of them who make money from FIRS is their business. If I have problem of collection, I will go and find those who know how to collect. But now I don't have problem. I have looked at the total VAT in every month. I have even reduced it. I don't want this, it's too much. I have even reduced it to what I will collect. And I prepared the projects, which one goes which one every month. Which one does Jirabeja collect? Which one will Lubris collect? Which one will CCE, which are really Chinese people, railway people, which they will collect? The schools and the health and health. Because the problem with us is that because we only depend on federal allocation. That is why you hear most governments are not performing. What would they perform? Some states get 2.something billion a month. They say they have no revenue to collect. Why? You have revenue to collect, my friend. You have look at the law. Look at what the law says. Remove yourself from this appendage status. This beggar status. God did not make you a beggar. Why should you yourself say you're a beggar? No state that cannot stand on its own in this country. No state. It's just the opportunity to harness the potentials you have. I went to San Francisco State when we went to beg that young governor not to leave the party. He said he's leaving the insecurity. The insecurity is getting worse now since he left us. I see, that's why I say some people have malaria. They are crying. When you meet cancer, you know where you are. We have malaria, as I said, in our party. No doubt there's malaria. But it is better for me to remain where there's malaria than to go to the one that is cancerous. That's what has happened to him now. When I went there, look at the raw materials. Allow the state to harness it. The state will make more than survive. Go and see. Granite, go and see there. You can't pass 100 meters without this granite. This, look, is something else. Why? The federal government has collected everything to make the states to be bigger. Now they are going to these states. Don't agree, people will be the one to suffer. In the river state to collect more. Human beings, do we earn the same thing? Do we earn the same thing? So I can see some of the suits some of you are wearing. I can see coats some of you are wearing. So whether you like it or not, if I'm a GM, I'm not an assistant manager. Is it not true? GM is different from assistant general manager. Is it not? God will help you to go to GM level. Is it not? So also if you harness your own potential that God has given to you, there's likelihood that you will also be the same level with this state. That is the way it's supposed to be. So let nobody come and tell you this state. If you allow this law to be implemented, you will suffer. Then you should not be a governor in the first instance. You should not be. You must think out of the box on what to do. Abuja cannot solve your people's problem. Whom have Abuja solved their problem? Mention one state. Mention. All these states who are saying we are loyal. I've not given them more money. Maybe, but for me to know that I'm giving more money is what I see on ground, is it not? If you say you don't sell it, come to my state, you will see. It's not true. Pay me our money, you will see more things. One of the things that make taxpayers to pay their money is because they see what the taxes, the money is used for. It's not true. It's not true. If the money is not, they don't see the use of it, they'll be reluctant to pay, is it not? I'm not giving you account of stewardship. No. But I just want it to let you know why we insist that we must do what we are doing, because it will help us for development purposes. And what we are not doing is not what's against the law. So I'm not giving, I didn't call you here to give you account of stewardship. I don't need to give you account of stewardship. You have seen it yourself. You have seen it. If you've not seen, go to the doctor, let them check your eyes. By the September this month, we'll commission the Rumola flyover. We'll commission the Jari flyover. We'll open up Momibi Road. We'll open up Tombia extension. So all those cries that time, traffic, has it not been solved now? It is patience, just be. So before you thank them, please be paying the money on time. Because every Friday I check how much has come. I called him. I said, look, are you sure you are going to meet all the target this morning? He said, these people they are paying at the end. I tell them, this carrying over, I don't like it. It's affecting my budget. So by the end of this month, I want to see this money that this if somebody thinks what does not belong to him, what do you call the person? So you call them, not me. people that got them. You know, so these people who took what does not belong to them, according to stakeholders, these thieves, collect it for us. You will see what will happen. We will turn the city around, and everybody will be very, very happy. So I've told the Attorney General to give you the tax law, the VAT law. Well, they have also passed the withholding tax law. They stamp it, everything payable to us, right? We are waiting for FRS and their powers to muzzle the courts, as they have said so. We will continue to kneel down and pray to our Creator. Please don't allow these people who have so much muscles, don't allow them reduce their muscles, whether in the day or in the night. Reduce their muscles. So we want to thank you most sincerely for coming, but I felt I wouldn't just leave it for the Attorney General and the Revenue Board and the Commissioner of Finance, but to let you know that the River State government is fully in charge of this, and will not hesitate. We will not hesitate to apply the sanctions as provided under the VAT law of number 4, River State 2021. We will not hesitate to apply whatever sanctions that are provided in that law. This is part of giving governance a human face. It's not just to sit in our offices and then send you letters, but we felt, look, call them, let them really understand the full details. It's not just reading on pages of newspaper sponsored by us or by these people who are so muscular, as I said. So you have heard from us, and we're going to give you a document, and we say this is the letter they wrote to the National Assembly, and this is what they have been sharing, denying us what our entitlement, and that is what the court has said. Until there's a reverse, the position of the law is as interpreted by the Federal High Court. So this is nothing to do, it's not a political case, it's not a political matter. Let nobody threaten you. I mean, it doesn't tell the person we're the constitutional democracy. We must obey the laws of the land. If we don't, if we begin to apply forces, if you come, if the FRS comes and threaten you, they will threaten you. What of the landlord? What will you do? We are the landlord here. I hope you know that. We are the landlord. We have so enormous power to use it by law. We are looking for land to build health centers and schools. Don't have. Some of where you are now are those that ordinarily have been designated for schools and health centers. But we tell you, because of allowing businesses to also grow. But if you say don't want the business, then we'll go back and use the places for our schools and health centers. So those who are trying to tell you they will do this, they will do that, tell them they don't have the powers. They should obey the law and nothing but the law. So I thank you very much and God bless you.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I haven't heard from the Governor of Rivers State. The floor is now open for questions and maybe clarifications so that the Honorable Attorney General, Commissioner for Finance, and the Chairman of the Board of Internal Revenue will respond to them. The ones that His Excellency will respond to, he will also respond. So the floor is open.
Yes, you want to ask a question also.
Please introduce yourself and your organization. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Excellency. My name is Sunday Ilega, Executive Director of Global Bank. We consider this a privilege to be with you this morning, and also I must sincerely thank you for a time like this that God has used you in the provision of democracy dividend and infrastructure for the good people of Rivers State. I must also assure you that touch us in the business community. We know what it used to take us to get to our various offices and compared to now. And we only pray God will continue to empower you and strengthen you. All protocol duly observed. I know that also the executive of the state, they are also here. The deputy governor is also here. We thank you for the enlightenment. We never knew much that we know now. We thank you for the briefing. We thank you for the education. We thank you for the information. And also we thank you for letting us know the position of the law. We will also want to assure you of our support, of our partnership with the state. And most especially that we will comply, especially realizing the position of the law. And also most importantly, to realize the goals and the opportunities and all the good things you have put in place to realize your objectives of ensuring that the good people of Rivers State and humanity, we know you as a governor and your government that you don't lack justice, you want the good of the land and the good for everybody. We want to assure you of our compliance, and also we wish the state government prosperity, we wish the state government peace, and also we wish the state government progress. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, just to guide you, we need questions. Right? Sorry, somebody has prayed for us, that's enough for us. But we need you to ask us questions to clarify things you do not understand. But you have to be brief. We have to go and see those tenants in Abuja now.
Please, let's also go straight to the point to maximize time.
Your Excellency, all protocols duly observed. My name is Comrade S.C. Okusi. I work with Alipotin Energy Services. Just to buttress what you have presented to us today, I want to also maybe your revenue people will also throw more light to your comments, in the sense that some of these companies, their registered office are not in Port Harcourt, let me say the corporate office. So I don't know how a company that has office in Lagos and Port Harcourt, where the VAT of such companies will also be remitted. A light needs to be thrown on that aspect of it. Two, I also beg you that communication is later from FRS to the federal House of Assembly, you should also make it available to us, so that at least if it's in the public domain, it's also a strong case to the Rivers State government that look at what is happening. So let's have that, take it to our various entities, our MDs, and present to them, so that they will also know what is what you have said here today. I also beg that it should not just be today because you are very interested in the money or the VAT today. Let it be a continuous process in terms of the ease of doing business, so that in River State, so that tomorrow River State can be looking at Lagos State with 46-point-something billion, which just may not this 15 billion you are talking about. So let's make it maybe quarterly, yearly, or anything as it suits you, so that we can also present the difficulties we are also passing through in doing business in Port Harcourt. And when it comes to your table, it's easily addressed. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Just before the Attorney General, on the issue of a meeting with you, let me assure you, the Commissioner of Finance and the Chairman of the Revenue Board and the Commissioner of Commerce will try and draw up a schedule. This period is a political period. I'll try and find out time. I did before the end of the year. I need to meet with you again once. So it is important because of, I used to be chairman of local government, so I know the kind of problems you envisage or you encounter in most of the local government, so that it will be proper for us to put everybody on board, and whatever problems you have, we'll be able to discuss it within ourselves. So be assured that we are going to do that. Now, the issue that the Attorney General will talk about, which has to do with law, whether you have border face in Lagos, but the services you carry out is where? So where will you pay the taxes? But Attorney General, anyway, go ahead. So I'm not the Attorney General. So.
Your Excellency, my dear brothers and sisters, the question you raised is amply covered by Section 9 of our law. I want to believe that you will not cite it below, so that is understandable. Now, whether or not a non-resident company is liable to pay tax, the answer is yes, as long as that non-resident company carries on business in Rivers. Let me read that section for you. Section 9, sub 1 of the law. A non-resident company that carries on business in the state shall register for the tax with the board using the address of the person with whom it has a subsisting contract as its address for the purpose of correspondence relating to the tax. A non-resident company shall include the tax in its invoice. Pursuant to subsection 1, the person to whom the goods or services are supplied in the state shall remit the tax in the currency of the transaction. So the law has provided for you adequately. Thank you.
Yes. Do you want to do anything? Okay. Yes, yes.
Somebody behind, please.
There are so many people behind. When it says somebody behind.
Okay, yes, give him, yes.
And give the lady to.
Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, and I stand on all existing protocols. So my name is Nojim Yusuf, and I'm representing Deloitte, one of Nigeria's leading professional services firm. So we have looked at the VAT law. One of the questions that I wanted to clarify was the fact that if you look at the VAT law, it allows you to offset the VAT you incur on purchases against the VAT you charge on sales. So the question then is, if I buy from Lagos, for example, that's about to enact a law, am I able to offset the VAT from Lagos against the VAT I'm supposed to pay in River State, and vice versa, for example? So that's my question.
What did you say? Can you come forward? Can you come forward?
Okay, so I'll take it again. So I was saying that reading the River State VAT law as codified, it allows that when you pay VAT on purchases, you are able to offset it against VAT on your sales. So the question is, if I buy from another state that has a VAT law,
VAT on purchases?
Against VAT on sales. So I buy for 100 naira, I pay 7.5 naira VAT. I'm selling for 200 naira, I charge VAT of 15 naira. So when I'm going to remit, I don't remit 15 to Rivers any longer. I deduct that 7.5 from 15 and pay the balance of 7.5 to the state government. All in all, the Rivers State has gotten 15. And that is, if the purchase and the sales is happening within the state, no problem. But if I'm buying from a different state that has a VAT law, and I have paid VAT in that state,
And you are selling here?
and I am selling here, how do I offset that VAT against the sales here? And the other way around, if I buy in Rivers, for example, and I've incurred, because the other state that's having a law now, the Lagos State, is similar to the law here, and I intend to offset it against the VAT to be charged in Lagos. I mean, what provision is in place to allow me to offset the Rivers VAT against the Lagos VAT, for example?
Let me just maybe before that Nigeria comes in, the chairman of it. Well, it's very simple. Just so you can hear me well. Take, for example, if you're a hotelier, right? You buy a drink from Lagos, and in course of that, say, don't they ask for VAT? Don't they? Now, when you are selling in the state, when you are selling now in the state, the sales tax doesn't include the VAT. So, sales is different from purchase. Listen, it's simple. Hold on, it's very simple. Listen, there's no argument. Let me just say, for example, there's no argument about it. The argument is this. Listen, you have purchase is not sales. It's purchases. No, okay, take for example, you are purchasing. The man who sold is in Lagos. Is it not? Now in Port Harcourt, you are not selling. You are no longer a purchaser, you are not what? A seller. So, what happens? And in any case, let me tell you the danger. In any case, when you say that, the person who is even paying for that VAT is me who is lodging the hotel and buying the drinks. So if that you're not the one who's paying for the VAT, you only pay VAT as per purchasing. I now who have come to consume what you purchase is not paying the VAT. Thank you. Okay, yes, another person. You know the problem we have in Nigeria? You know, one thing that is difficult for us, you want to hide under the cross. I have paid VAT to Lagos. You're a purchaser. You're a purchaser. You're not a seller. Now you have come to River State to sell. That VAT is not being paid by you. It's being paid by the man who is buying. So why do you not say you paid VAT to the purchaser? No, it's not true. You have paid there, but you're not the one paying here. It's the man who's consuming that is paying it. So it is simple as that. Yes.
Your Excellency, let me stand on the sitting protocol, please. My question or advice is very simple. I know my brother talked about input and output VAT here. But what I want to emphasize here is the element
Please,
of...
let's listen to what's going on. Thank you.
Is the element of recoverable VAT. On this note, I want to appeal to the tax authorities in Rivers State, the Rivers State Board of Internal Revenue, to recognize that element so that to avoid conflicts in the process of collection. Because the VAT is simply a sales tax or a consumption tax. So in process of processing or remitting tax to the government that government authorities should be able to take cognizance of that recoverable element, because there are certain things the VAT law states that you must remove them and take it back and pay the difference. So, like, this advice goes to tax authorities that those elements which the law has stated that you must recover, you must not collect that from them, should be implemented. Thank you, sir.
Have you read the tax law? Or you are looking at the federal government one? Have you read the state government tax law? If you have not read, so which tax law, which VAT law you quoting for me? So you don't quote now. You see, you are quoting the federal government one. Please don't be quoting that law here. We have our own VAT law. And that is the VAT law recognized by the court. So don't go and complicate issues. We are allowed to, so I'll be able to travel. But woman, yes. Okay.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is Marian Reginald. I'm representing International Breweries PLC, Power Board. So my question is this. I want to find out when, although I have two questions, but one has been answered, which has to do with having a head office in Lagos. So my other question now is, when is this state law applicable? This September? And then, is there a clause? I'm glad I will be having the state law. Is there a clause that kind of reduces the rate? Because the federal is 7.5, maybe like 5% or something, since this is a state law. Thank you.
Come. First of all, reduce the price of your goods out here. When you reduce the cost of your beer, we also reduce our own tax. I don't know why we businessmen don't like to pay high taxes. Only the poor people pay. You can see no poor man has talked about the issue of the percentage. It is the big companies don't operate like the capitalists in America who want their own taxes to be reduced. So we're not going to do that. The law says 7.5%. Anyone that will see that is good under the old regime will take it. Anyone that is bad will drop it.
Just to add to His Excellency's comment, of course, you know, in constitutional jurisprudence, once a law is enacted, it takes effect immediately unless otherwise provided. There is no provision here that sets a commencement date other than the date the law was assented to by the governor. So that law takes effect from the date it was assented to. So we have the law in place. As for its percentage, that is clearly provided for in Section 4, rate of tax. The tax shall be computed at the rate of 7.5%. Is there in the law? Okay.
The last question. Don't worry, wait. Somebody down. Yes? Yeah. Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah, you see, all due protocol observed. We know that we have to remit the tax to the state government now. So, the VAT, there are times that we don't do any business in a month. How do we remit for the nil report? Also, my name is Spartan Omoboye. I represent Alan Project Nigeria Limited. So then the VAT deduction also, I will advise that it's better, like Your Excellency, you also mentioned of software, because it makes it easier for us. Either we have software for remittance or a uniform form that we'll be using for the remittance of the tax.
Well, I think the chairman is here, whatever sort, I'm not involved with the collection. But when you talk about if you're not making any business, until then we'll know whether you're making You know, one bad thing, I would say it's bad, people have, is that I know the tricks, so it's bad for you. There's no company I do not have information about. That's not one. That's a bad thing for you. And that's also bad for the board. They know. Ask them, I confront them, sometimes I call companies for them. They get surprised. So if you say you don't make sense or whatever, no problem. But when we find out that you make sense and you told that, you know the consequences. So I'm not, if there's no business, there's no business. Can you create something when there's nothing? So, and I don't, you know it's not true. You may not make up to you what you want to make. So, I know where the tricks are, don't bother. We know where they are. We will catch them. The banks, I know what they do, don't bother. We will catch them. I was one of the MDs of the bank yesterday, and I told him I will use their bank as a scapegoat. I told him, because you are close to me, so I will use you as a good, that's the way I operate. So that when I come after you, know that, look, I watched it. If you did this here, then you know that we will not go free. All I have told you here, so that we don't waste our time, look, this is where we are now. We don't want to start implementing without carrying you along. And that for you to understand the position, in case, and as we know, that these night marauders will come. When they come, they will write you later. And you too, don't think we don't know your antics by telling us that, oh, because they are acting like this and we are faced under a logjam, the headquarters is saying this. No problem. The headquarters of government will also take their own decision. It's simple as A, B, C, D. The court said this is the law until it is reversed. That's the point we're trying to make. And it was something that had a wide publicity. Every Nigerian overseas, everyone knows the position today as regards the issue of fact concerning the court judgment. So it's not whether anybody will come and tell you we are filing an appeal. There's no problem of appeal. Now your lawyers know appeal does not act as a stay. And moreover, the judgment is a declaratory judgment and nothing to stay. But we have, because we are law-abiding government, we should let us give them this chance first of succeeding at the Federal High Court. And they lost woefully. You want us to wait again when they will lose woefully at the Court of Appeal? They will lose woefully at the Court of Supreme Court? They are not willing. They know they don't want to pursue the appeal. All they are hoping for, just give us a stay. When they get that, then they have a sign of reprieve, and then they won't go ahead again to pursue their appeal. As a serious organization, as important as this matter is, every serious organization say, look, let's forget about state, let's pursue the appeal, and let us see what the law is, and let everybody go and sleep and rest. Is it not? But this stay and no stay should not work. The law is already there. We're already implementing it. Except they will go and file a new suit now to set aside the law, which I wish they would law. But as it is today, whatever you may, how bad you may feel, how good you may feel, is not important. How my face is bad when you see it, it's not important. How I'm not loyal to the government you believe in, it's not important. What is important today is what the law is. And what the law is according to the judgment of the Federal High Court.